don't have all the infrastructure in place for that, but that, our storage, that's the reason, one of the benefits we're gonna have with storage, that we have the hardware in place. We just have to upgrade our Active Directory domain services to get that online, and I foresee that being done before the end of this fiscal year too, perhaps by the end of April. I wanted to mention that this work order system, there's apps for the Apple iPad and the Android operating system. So our ultimate goal is to whoever is responding to these will be able to get the requests wherever they are, if they have internet access. If they're at home, they can get a request, but they can maybe dispose of some of these and get fast response, and not tethered to your desktop or to your office location. So it'll position us, I think, to provide a much better service. Right now, we're limited just in the hours and number of hours in the day, and I think that is going to be a good move. A couple things. We do have, we're virtualized now quite a bit. We have virtual networks, VLANs going everywhere, or in a lot of places, and they're secure. But we also have some virtualization in a workstation installation where we can test different environments and different scenarios quite easily. And ultimately, I see us moving to more of a virtual server environment. Right now, we have a virtual workstation that we're able to do a lot of things a lot faster rather than having to install and uninstall. And this will also position us for disaster recovery. I think I mentioned it. And I have to say the one installation this year that was really out of the IT departments, but it's the DPW generator, the emergency generator we have, I think took a lot of the risk from that we had with a long-term outage. We had UPSs that could keep it up. If we were here, we could down them, but if we had a long-term outage and the servers didn't down themselves automatically, which sometimes happens, I think that's gone a long way to addressing that risk, and that was really welcome, at least from the IT. And we have, that's a quick summary, and I'll just take any questions that you have and do my best to answer you.
The software you're just speaking of, was that SpiceWorks?
SpiceWorks.
Yeah, okay.
Just one more item that I'd like to add. Also, another huge undertaking for the IT department this fiscal year is May 4th. We are going live with a new version of Munis. We're going from version 7.5 to version 9.2. Currently, we have the essential personnel using the test database, testing out to see if there, is any glitches. But it is a, large undertaking for Gene to install on every user's PC to go live on May 4th. So.
I did install SpiceWorks on my laptop and
Give me a
immediately knew about every system in the house, which was kind of surprising because I did nothing but just install it. And, I think, for the money, it's worthwhile and certainly needed.
I appreciate your comments.
We have my company is using Autotask, which we pay a monthly fee for based on the number of users, and we operate on a ticket system daily. Some of our customers actually have access to it, the bigger ones that wanted it. Others, we enter the tickets, or someone in the office does as things come up. And we're servicing about 400 customers, some once a year and others weekly and a few daily. So it's, it's the kind of thing you need to stay on top of things and prioritize and not let things slip through the cracks. So I'm glad to hear that you're moving forward with the system, and I'm sure Greg is happy about it too.
Actually,
Michael?
yeah, if we could just talk a little bit more about the assistants. You're gonna add in, the proposal is to increase the staff. Is that,
Yes,
add a new assistant, that's gonna be a town employee, is that an outside
a
service?
town employee. To work with Jean, you know, especially with implementing this work order system, we truly will be able to see the actual workload that is being put on the IT department. You know, he has employees going in his office, and he gets right up and helps them. And, you know, it's, I would say, probably 10 to 15 people that physically walk to his office, let alone not the phone calls that he gets daily. So, you know, he's not only monitoring the computers, but he's also dealing with the phone
Right.
systems.
No.
So the workload is triple to what one
Yep.
person can handle.
Yeah, I almost don't even think the assistant's enough based on what I hear and what's going on. Is there any, thought about maybe doing some kind of internship with some of the local colleges in the community and?
We actually have had 2 inquiries this year they contacted Human Resources. We have not heard back yet from them. You know, once we told them that it would be an unpaid internship, so I'm not sure, you know, where that's going to go from there. But they went to different technical schools around here. So.
Oh, this is great. It's certainly an area we have to invest in. I mean, we've kicked the can down the road way too long.
There's no way that, you know, whether it's for fiscal 13 or fiscal 14, that we can go forward with any other conversions, even let alone the document management system, without having more staff.
Doesn't there have to be some kind of collaboration with our school system, and their IT shop? So we can maybe try to share some of the resources with them too, if that's possible. I mean, is it something that, Bob, maybe it's gonna be brought up in your
We've had this
financial planning meeting?
We've had this discussion. I think, there's 2 aspects of it. The school has kind of 2 separate IT requirements. One is the basic educational system, which they've invested probably a lot more money than we've even thought of over the past few years. And then they have their office management, which is tied into Munis. They're using Munis.
Yeah.
I'd be interested more in working with the school department to come up with a program. You might want to call it an intern, but I think to get some of the high school students studying in this particular area to get some hands-on experience, they certainly could help with the installation of new software on the
Correct.
workstations that can't be done remotely.
I mean, they could even help with the simple paper jam or toner replacement,
Right.
you know, and take those
And it would
things
be, a good experience. And the other thing, I hadn't even given this any thought, but the Youth Services Director mentioned, finding some things for some of her,
We have talked.
some of the members to do. So some of it would require a little bit of training and a little bit of management, and maybe with the addition of staff,
Yeah.
that would be a way of expanding that
Definitely.
resource to fill
Yeah.
in
It's good.
fill in the gap. But I think we should be more aggressive about doing that.
I think the program would be far more successful if we treated it such as we do with the recreation, where we hire part-time help, kids at basically low wages, but at least be able to give them something, put some hours in here, in the form of an internship or even a seasonal type job.
Be nice to have an
Because
estimate
you're
of
not
what
going to be, providing benefits, but I mean, on an hourly basis, seasonal work, or even getting some kids, or college students, on an internship basis in this particular area.
Well, right now, we do have some money outside help,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Is that gonna be reduced as a result of bringing on a full-time person?
That has been reduced just a small amount, and the only factor with that, it's professional services data processing, account number 53030.
very
And the reason for that is that also includes our maintenance and support contracts with Munis, with Point, with Dell.
Oh, there's maintenance service contracts with all our servers. Um, Two at the police department, 7 here. We paid,
Do we see ourselves phasing out Point at some time?
Mhm.
Is there a plan in place to do that?
We need to request the capital item of Munis. And so that would, it's roughly $330,000 for all the other modules of Munis.
Do we need
Which-
all of the other modules to accomplish what?
No, but with them, I think the only reduction of that would be a cost of $23,000. And that module is permits and business licenses. And, Barbara had mentioned, as well as recreation, that that would be something that they would look for, is some type of permitting and licensed software. So with the small amount of the $23,000, it really, in the grand scheme of things, that does include the training, the consulting, the conversion, and the maintenance. So if I was to just tell you what the new software with the training and consulting, it's $265,000. The maintenance agreement does increase to about $65,000. So.
But we have a maintenance agreement with Point now too, right?
Yes, and that's about $25,000 a year, and it's split. The water department utilizes the system as well, so it's split 50-50.
Well, I'd like to, not necessarily for the fiscal 2013 budget, but I think we should put a plan together as to, whether it's a 2 or 3 or 4
Right,
year,
yeah,
5
how and
year
when, timeline of
how we
phasing
can
it in.
get everything on to the Munis system.
And it would, if it's not too much work, to get some kind of estimates to actually have a paid internship.
Mhm.
Some ideas, maybe just toss it around, just for our consideration.
In addition to
Yeah.
the assistant.
Just as part of our discussion, it's what
Okay.
we're supposed to be doing in this budget process, and I think it would be worthy of the discussion.
And whether it be in this department, this is where it's coming up, but it may be even, valuable at the police department and other departments within the general government. Well, you're actually gonna get a pretty good bang for your buck as far as services that are gonna be provided.
And individuals are looking for the experience, whether it's just for their resume or for their own, knowledge building, so.
Thank you. Gene. Thanks for all you do.
it's
We
my
know there's a
pleasure.
lot to be done.
Day and night, night and day, 7 days a week.
I enjoy my work.
So hopefully we're cutting back on that a little bit this time.
I just want to say, I want to thank the publicly, town administrator and then the board for their support, and for Liz and everybody. It's without your understanding and being able to do this, but I think it's good. We're looking, my eyes, division, the road looks pretty doable. Some challenges, but it's.
In your budget under miscellaneous capital, you had requested $15,000. What was in that?
That was mainly, we didn't, the extended service contracts for our desktop PCs, not laptops or not servers, we discontinued that, purchasing that. But we needed some source of funding to utilize when these servers, when these PCs start aging out. We're seeing the early signs of it now. We have, there are things like, just small things like the batteries going out on the BIOS,